Today we're having a look at Sunshine Tidings Co-Op, a little commune located just south of Concord. There is a Professor Feelsgood that kind of wanders around. He's quite the character. And this can be a potential settlement for you. There's a few unmarked locations that you might have known about around the area, as well as a little raider trap. But first things first, head into the main hall here. The workshop will not be active until you clear out all the nearby ghouls, but thankfully Professor Feelsgood can give you a little bit of a boost. There is a chemistry station, first aid, as well as this little terminal to give us a wee bit of a story into this place. So grab your Explorer mug and let's dive into it. Alan, when we finally sprung a slave from the squares for our Freedom Farm Co-op, a Mr. Handy from Nataville suburbs, the tin can wigged out trying to go back to his slave owners, almost clued the fuzz onto us. So Johnny noodled it out and zonked his motivational protocols to just be. Now we call him Professor Goodfeels, just digging the world as it is and owing nothing to nobody. Careful with his other protocols, these cans knuckle creeps if they go ape, says Jack. So we can go into the protocols. You can shut him down if you want. He's currently on Just Be. You can return him to guard protocols, to which he'll go around the camp and help you kill any locals. Or return to maintenance protocols, which doesn't do all that much. So we'll do that. And he now says exterminate in quite a funny voice. The sad thing about Professor Feelsgood is he disappears once you leave the camp. Unless you bring him back with console commands. That's really weird that there should be a command for that. But anyway. So, this place is located near the Lonely Chapel in Walden Pond and the Federal Ration Stockpile. If you want somewhere a bit more concrete to go on, Concord is just to the northeast. This also has a skill book that you will most certainly want to grab. By the way, there's also a cooking spot nearby and a chemistry station in the back building, so that's two of the workshops that you may need. Inside, we've got a couple of ghouls just chilling about. They will not be friendly with you, and Professor Goodsfield will exterminate them for you.
Out of bobby pins.
Alright. Not letting any door deter us, we can head straight on in. Get yourself some supplies over in the cabinet here, as well as a bottle of bourbon, stim pack, and one of the rarest things in the game, a restored desk fan. Well, it's not super ultra rare, but the fine one here with a restored desk is strange given the circumstances. Maybe the Institute set up here at some point, or someone else that had a fully restored desk fan. It seems a little odd. There's a dead ghoul in here, so you don't need to worry about it. There's a lot of beds as well. I'll show you the total build area as we progress here. Now, smart person wouldn't open the door yet and would take the ghouls out from here, because sometimes you can get a really nasty one spawn. Dead Settler, and one of my favourite Wasteland survival guides in the game. This one gives you permanently 1 extra meat from all your animal kills. Kill a radstag, get 2 radstag meat. Cook that bad boy up, you get extra carry weight, and lots of other animals give you plenty of stuff. It doesn't work on everything, but it works on enough to make gathering meat on survival runs, or even your standard run, very useful, because you get XP. So combine that with Idiot Savant, and boom, you all of a sudden get a lot of XP from just killing wildlife. Moreover, got this industrial trunk here full of goodies. We cap stash. Alright, let's activate the CR build limit. So you don't get the whole way up to the silos there, but you do get a very generous limit. We'll talk about that little watchtower over there in a bit. The last building that I'm being to is this one. It's blocked off at the front. And no, there's no Deathclaw or anything. In fact, there is a dead, withered ghoul that's always here, and that would be a very scary encounter for any player just starting out. We have yet another cabin, more dead ghouls. A little rat roach in this one, some beds. Total of 7 beds are provided automatically, so you don't need to worry too much about that. And you can go into each cabin and fill them up with even more beds. Like, good example in here is, you would be best just scrapping this and throwing like 6 beds into here, and that will take care of a lot of your problems. Or anything else that you need sheltered. In here, the cinder blocks can be scrapped for concrete, and bathtub for ceramic, so if you need those resources, boom, you've got them now. Some wood is available in the nearby area. And now, let's show you the unmarked locations. The first one, you want to head directly west, behind the silos. Now, this isn't a guarantee. It's happened once or twice for me on playthroughs, so it's always worth knowing. This little tent here, it's got a dead raider. So, there's some armor that you get if you're missing a certain leather piece that you didn't get at the start of the game. You might grab it here. Suitcase has some armor in it as well, and occasionally one of the rad roaches will be legendary. I have had, as I said, luck twice on that one. Heading a little further southwest, you'll encounter something random right here. The best way to remember this is that there's some weird pipe system thing, and this little destroyed van with a toolbox. Mac can sometimes be here. In my case, it's a random deathclaw with its nest. That is very unlucky. You wouldn't want to encounter too many of them. Right, you'll be heading now more so towards the Lonely Chapel, where you'll find that watchtower that I mentioned earlier. Yes, Professor Goodfeels will follow you if you put him on that protocol. He kind of guards you. Doesn't really guard the camp. Now, this place, there's no enemies, right? No one around. But once you walk up here and you get whatever's out of here, 2 raiders will spawn. In my case, they might have already died, or I may have killed them when I was doing my unmarked locations. Anyway, 2 raiders will spawn here, and they'll slowly advance towards the watchtower. You can't just run back to your camp if you get overwhelmed. They can be like a raider psycho and a scaver, so early levels, that can be a bit of a doozy. There is a massive piece of farm equipment sitting over here, but more so to us is the gunner encampment. Now, this place is also unmarked, but it has something really cool at the side of it that you should know about. So, let's call a truce with the gunners. Yeah, you all good? Happy enough me using this? One little thing I would have loved to have seen is some of these little camps, if you cleared them out, they would get occupied by a different group. Maybe raiders would come along, or maybe one of the factions, you know, the Brotherhood or something, would set up and be like, oh, this is a good place. I mean, like even building maybe like a wee vertibird landing area or something. Some more evolution would have been awesome for camps like this. But our main goal is actually heading west along it. Now, a lot of you may not know that there's a skeleton at the end of this with a very large duffel bag full of money and a safe. So, just keep on running. With no DLC, you don't see any of the bottles in the background, because that actually belongs to the Nuka World Transit Center over there. So once you come here, you would just keep heading west. This right here. Duffel bag. Money. 44 pistol. And then everything up to this expert lock safe. It's just completely random what's in it. So grab what you can. There's no fusion core or anything on that generator. And the one thing I will say is if you were to jump off here, Lonely Chapel in the distance, there's a wee owl guy who's just kind of camped out here. He's always here. This is his spot. So always bear that in mind. Get up, bear, when you're in this area. Thank you so much for watching. See you all in the next one.